Welcome back to Attitude Effort Results presented by Teamwork Online and now the Clubhouse. And as you can see, if you're watching on video, the Clubhouse logo is actually above us. Maybe this way. Maybe it's that way. I think it's this way. Pretty sure it's right here. If you're watching on video, I gotta be close to it, I think. Welcome back to Attitude Effort Results. We are growing as always. Iowa, Xavier, Tampa, Baylor. More to come on Baylor really soon. I don't know why I started in that voice, but TCU, University of North Carolina. We're working on Wake Forest, and we're working on the ACC and NCAA Division I Student Athlete Advisory Committee. You know what we should do? We should go and research what professional athletes were in the SAAC that we're going to be working with soon. The reason I say that is because we're growing, and we're growing because of you. All of the universities that we're working with, besides Iowa, have been brought to us. Not necessarily us going to seek it out, brought to us. And that's because you have an opportunity to impact the people at your university. The two girls from University of Tampa and Xavier came to us and said, hey, I love what you're doing. How can I help others? How can I impact others in our program? The guy that I'm working with at Wake Forest said, hey, I love what I'm doing. You've helped me. I'm on the SAAC. They call it SAC. SAAC. There's 40 or 50 other athletes and individuals that could benefit from this. How can I help them? You have an opportunity to impact. That's why it's let's continue to grow together. That's why this is let's impact people together is the tagline, not, hey, listen to this so Tanner Natsky can impact you. No, that's not what this is. This is let's grow together and impact others together. So let's keep doing that. What will you gain from today's episode? Today's episode, also a good one. I think it's something that you have never heard before. And it's a concept that I had never heard prior to the first time. And I didn't really even believe it the first time. I actually thought the first time I heard this concept, it was pretty woo-woo-y and pretty, yeah, that's cool. That's for somebody who has the resources and money to do it. And now that you're at the top, now that you're the guy I heard it first owns an island, I'm like, oh, yeah, great. The guy who owns an island can come up here and say, go touch your dreams. That's phenomenal, but that's not for me. But it is. Today, you will gain a new perspective. Whether you like it or you don't, you will gain a new perspective. And I thought it was just easy for somebody at the top to say it, but it's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. And I say this episode because it's taken me a year or so to get there, and I think it is so impactful, and I want you guys to have that perspective. Today's episode title is Touch Your Dreams. Go touch your dreams. Take off your blinders and go touch your dreams. Go do it. Take actionable steps to go touch your dreams. For those of you who live in the country or a rural area or small town, I say this because I was that person, and I have credibility in saying it because I grew up my whole life there. Take off your blinders. Get outside of your bubble. I'm not saying that the lifestyle of those around you is wrong. What I'm saying is I'm challenging you to go challenge yourself and grow and expand what you perceive as normal. Maybe you wish to be in New York City, and you have a dream of becoming a guitarist out in Nashville. Or you want to surf the waves off of California. However, you're under the perception that you don't have the connections. You could never make that happen. You don't have the resources. Only rich people go out and surf in California. Only those who are super lucky and that are the son or daughter of an artist will ever tour in Nashville. Only those who come from a massive and wealthy individual lifestyle and family can be a stockbroker in New York City. Or only the most intelligent become a lawyer or a doctor. Wrong. It's just wrong. You just have a small mind. And you have not been able to open yourself up to the world. Yeah, I'm attacking you right now. And the reason I can attack you is because I needed somebody to attack me. Because that's how I thought. And that's how I perceive the world. And I'm telling you, once you open up and broaden your horizons, life is awesome. There was actually a study that is out right now. It's being researched by Harvard University. Again, we should probably listen to them. Those are some smart individuals. That the longevity of your life actually correlates to how many new experiences you have. So if you do the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and you don't learn and you don't expand, your life actually physically is shorter. And with your brain, it is perceived as shorter. By 5+ years, your life is perceived as shorter if you do not have new experiences in life, because your brain gets tired, and your brain actually is super lazy. Like, your brain is very, very lazy. It wants to conserve as much energy as possible. The reason being is because when we were all not in a society where you could pick up your phone all the time, or when we were, again, this sounds woo-woo, but this is correct, not my research, the University of Harvard, or Harvard University's research. Your brain wants to conserve energy so if it gets attacked, it can move. It can go. It can stay safe. So it conserves energy as much as possible so that if a lion would come out of the woods, if somebody would try to attack your family, you would be able to use the energy that you have to protect yourself. That is factual. So what you need to do is expand your brain and take actionable steps to do it. You need to physically create new experiences. You need to intentionally get outside of your comfort zone. These will, one, expand who you are, expand your being, and two, will allow you to touch your dreams. Hunter lives by two sayings. Strive to differentiate yourself from others. Be different. And get out of your comfort zone. Chase the goals. Chase the dream. Break the mold of where you came from or who you think you are. I'm not going to say dollar amounts, because the amount of money that people make are subjective. What I will tell you is that at 26 years old, I am confident that I currently make more money than my father did when he retired. Not a good thing, not a bad thing, but it's breaking the mold of who you are. I lived a phenomenal life. My dad provided for us with more than I can imagine. My mom and dad are the two people that have shaped my life. Until I got away from a small town, I did not understand what money meant. I did not understand that money is an avenue to create experiences and to give to others. Money is not evil. Money is not something that you use to buy stuff. Money is an avenue to create experiences and to give to others. And I was able to understand that by expanding who I am and going to touch my dreams. You are closer to your dreams than you think. Guarantee it, promise you, you are closer to your dreams than you think. The biggest problem is most people will quit. You cannot fail if you do not quit. This podcast will not fail. I guarantee you. The reason being, I will not quit because I'm really stubborn. Really stubborn. And I'm just not going to quit. And I could have 0 people listen, and I'm going to do it anyways. Truthfully, because when we sit down and have podcasting sessions, Hunter and I get fired up about it. I'm sitting in our place right now, looking into a camera with lights all around, fired up. My heart's beating faster than it has all day. Here's some actionable steps. You guys love actionable steps, so do I. On how to get closer to achieving your dreams. 1, visualize. Visualize yourself doing the things you dream about, or living in your dream home, or driving up to a garage that you absolutely adore your house, or driving through a neighborhood that you love where your kids can play and there's a pool and there's swings, whatever you visualize, this will help you focus on your goals and it helps you stay motivated. The second is take action. Take daily steps to work towards your dreams. What do you need for your dreams? What do you need for your dream house? What do you need for your dream car? What do you need for financial freedom? What do you need for a job or a career path that you absolutely love? Think about it and then take action today. Do something today. If you have a hobby or a part-time job that you love, consider dedicating more time and more value to it. The next actionable step is be persistent. Stay on course. Outlast the competition. You can't lose. You can't fail if you don't stop. Persistence can lead to success, even when the competition is great. Because guess what? People are lazy. I'm going to say it again. I love saying this. Thank you for everybody who's lazy out there. You make our jobs and our lives way easier because we're not. We're just better than being lazy. That's not egotistical. Maybe a little, actually. Just keep going. Be persistent. Be consistent. There's a beautiful, beautiful idiom out there. Not an idiot, an idiom. There are beautiful idiots in the world. I might be one of them. Ignorance is bliss is this idiom. You simply don't know what you don't know. So how do you learn? How do you learn what you don't know? Ask questions. Cultivate relationships. Shout out last week's episode. Ask questions. I've talked about this before. I will ask anybody a question ever. We were actually at a wedding up in New Buffalo. If you guys don't know where New Buffalo is, there's not a lot of Ubers out in New Buffalo. Okay, it's a little pretty beach town up in Michigan. So we're at a wedding out there, and there's 11 of us. And we're ordering an Uber. We can't find one. It's like 30, 40 minutes out, and it hasn't even confirmed yet. We're sitting there like, we need to leave like within the next 10 or 15 minutes. Most of us live in a city, so we thought we could get an Uber in 10 or 15 minutes. We couldn't. So we're sitting there trying to brainstorm. Like, we might either have to drive to the wedding, which stinks because then two people are unable to do what most people do at a wedding, which is consume alcoholic beverages if you're over the age of 21. So we really did not want to use that option. And I'm sitting there and I go, there's neighbors all around us who probably live here. We just need 2 vehicles. Let me just go ask the neighbor. People are like, what? This is an Airbnb. I've never been to New Buffalo in my life. Nobody there. Actually, some people there have been there, but it's either all of our first or second times. And I'm like, let me just go ask a neighbor. The worst thing that they could say is, the worst clean thing that they could say is no. So I could have just went up, hey man, we're in trouble. You seem like the type of person that wants to help. We need help. Can you drive us 15 minutes down the road? We'll probably pay you. We need some help. Now, my best man and my best friend is a little smarter than us. He called the taxi service, 15-passenger van. We got there and back in no time. But the reason I tell the story is I'll go ask anybody anything. I don't care. I don't care at all. Because the worst thing they could say is no. And that's why I'm able to learn so many different things about so many different industries. Like if there's a word or a theory or a business structure that I don't understand, I will just simply ask. Because when you ask, you get to learn. You get to learn. It's not awkward. It's not weird. Maybe it is for some people. For me, not anymore. If you don't know, you don't know. So why don't I just ask? Callie, all the time, she's like, can you please don't ask. Like, don't go up and ask. She hates it. And I'll go up and she'll be like, I'm staying in the car. Like, I don't even want to be a part of that conversation. I think it's weird. I think it's awkward. I challenge you, do it again and again and again, and you will be more comfortable and you will learn more about more businesses, more ideas, more factors in life than you currently do. Here's a couple things that you can do to go touch your dreams. Some of these are going to cost money and some of them are not. So if you're broke, Wait till the end and do the ones that don't cost any money. And if you want to do some of the first ones, I'm going to give you steps on how to do it. Because again, when I first listened to this, I was like, oh yeah, cool, dude. This guy owns an island. Of course you can go to the Ritz-Carlton. Of course you can go to the nice dinner. Like, you own an island. I'm sure your $500 dinner meal costs you nothing in terms of percentages. It's not about money, okay? If you think it's about money, just turn it off now and come back next week, because it's not about money. A couple things that you can do to go touch your dreams. Go out to a nice dinner. Take your best friend, take your significant other, and go to a nice dinner. Allow your significant other to dress up in a nice dress, a nice suit. Get ready with your best friend. Throw some music on. If you're a girl, take that hour and a half or 2 hours to do your makeup. Get ready. If you're a guy and it takes you 2 hours to get ready, don't. Stop. There's nothing a guy needs to do to take 2 hours to get ready. Absolutely nothing. Throw on a game on TV. Throw on some music. Get ready. Get hyped. Go out to this nice dinner. Flip the keys over your shoulder to the valet. Know what that feels like. Yo, I'm valet. Gone. Here's the keys. Take my car. I'll be back. I want my car right here when I get back. Act like you own the place. Don't be arrogant. Don't be an idiot about it. But have some fun with it. Visualize yourself being there and what it would be. Touch your dreams. Open the door to a nice restaurant. Smell everything that restaurant gives you. Right? Understand and visualize. See, what's the concierge wearing? What's the hostess wearing? How are people serving? Most nice restaurants you'll see with a hand behind their back and a serve. They'll pour the wine with one hand. Serve. Understand how those people work. Understand what clientele is in that building. Who's there? You want to touch your dreams? Go to a really nice restaurant and go see who's there. What type of people are there? What are they wearing? What are they talking about? What are their mannerisms? Because guess what? Now when you get to a space like that, now you can have conversations with people. I enjoy going to nice dinners for two reasons. One, everything that I'm saying right now. It allows us to touch our dreams. Kelly and I do it once a year, maybe twice a year if we're lucky. And we're going to give you a financial way to do this and to motivate yourself. So stay with me. But we do this once or twice a year. And we spend more money on dinner than we ever should in our lives. It is financially probably unresponsible if you were going to go down to the dollar and actually plan it out. But it allows me to have conversations in my work about these nice restaurants because I work in a premium space. And everybody that I work with goes to these restaurants on a nightly basis, like Tuesday for appetizers. They're spending $400 on Tuesday and appetizers. Callie and I are saving up for a full year to have one nice meal. We're only having one or two drinks. It's Jesus, man, dude, that's a lot of money for us. But we're touching our dreams. One of the things that Callie said the other day to us, I was asking what she really, really enjoys doing. Hey, we travel a lot. We see a lot of people. We do a lot of things. What do you really love? She's like, I love nice dinners. I love getting dressed up and going to order the best steak and having the steak perfectly cooked. I enjoy having 2 to 3 appetizers and different sides and the best dessert that we've ever had in our lives. Guess what? I'll get pretty motivated to make her happy. That's one of my biggest motivations in life is to make my wife happy. So if she tells me how much she enjoys going to nice dinners, you don't think I'm going to work a little bit harder so we can do that more often? That's why touching your dreams is so important, is because it motivates you to go harder, to go faster, to work more, to be smarter, to create more relationships so you can shrink the gap, the learning gap, right? Order that nice steak. Order your favorite appetizer. Feel the satisfaction that you get from having your significant other have that experience. Now, here's the thing. For all of you that are like, oh, yeah, dude, that's great. $500 dinners, that sounds awesome, dude. I'm making $100 a week. You want me to not spend any money and work a month and a half just to go have a meal? No, I don't want you to do that. But I challenge you, can you save up for 6 months? Can you stop going out for drinks every night or twice a weekend? Can you stop doing it for a month or two? Can you stop having coffee every day? Maybe just make coffee at home. Is it worth it to make coffee at home instead of going to Starbucks or Dunkin' so you can touch your dreams? Probably. Callie and I just started doing this. We actually don't save up for it. So 2 things for all you people who are like, oh, it costs a lot of money. 1, it does. I agree with you. I've done it. I 100% agree with you. The first reason is to save money. Can you stop doing these little things and just save up over 6 to 8 months? So just do it once a year. The second is we don't save up for it. We wait for one of us to hit a bonus or for me to win a sales competition because we don't budget. I'm not budgeting every month like, oh yeah, I'm 100% going to win this sales competition. We should budget this out. No, if I win something, if she gets a bonus for her work, we use that. Instead of going to blow it on stuff, on material stuff, we use that to go touch our dreams. So if I win a sales competition, we get to go touch our dreams. Guess what? You don't think I'm working a little bit harder when there's a sales competition on our floor? You don't think she's working a little bit harder when she's got an opportunity to get a bonus to create more to create more revenue because that's something that we love? We get to go touch our dreams? Yes, that's exactly what we're doing, working harder. So internally and externally, you get to go touch your dreams, and internally you get to work harder because you know what that means for you. You know what that means for your significant other. What if your goal in life is to serve? You're like, hey, when I make it in life, I'm going to dedicate 2 to 3 days of serving. Hey, when I retire, I'm going to be that old guy, that old girl at church, and I'm going to be standing at the door welcoming you. Hey, I'm going to be that guy or girl picking up trash when I retire. When I make it in life, that's what I'm going to go. That's my dream is to just serve. How about we just do it now? Just go touch your dreams once. Just take 1 day a month and serve at your church. Go take 1 day a month and serve at the local homeless shelter. Put yourself in a space where you can understand and you can visualize what that looks like for your life. Here's another one. If you're a guy, I'm going to give a guy scenario and a female scenario. So all you females that are listening to this next point, you're like, oh, you always talk about guys. No, I got one coming for you. Just be patient. If you're a guy, go try on an expensive suit, a nice suit. Like go to the store in your best clothes, walk up and say, I'm looking to purchase a suit. What are your top 3 brands? I couldn't tell you what the top 3 brands are because how I touch my dreams is going to members' houses and eating dinner because that's how Callie and I touch our dreams. The suit piece, I don't personally do because I don't personally value or dream about wearing, I couldn't even tell you the top 3 suit brands because that's not me. But if that's you, go try on a nice suit. This costs you no money. So I'm giving you 2 scenarios here that cost you no money. Go try on the nice suit. You don't have to buy one. Let's go try it on. Go try on that beautiful dress that you've always wanted. Go look at that Louis V handbag. Go look at that Gucci belt. Walk in the place like you own it and say, you know what? I'm looking at a Louis V bag right now. I'm thinking between the handbag or the giant purse. Talk to me about it. And let the salesperson or the individual there tell you everything about it. Oh, it's genuine leather. Oh, the Kardashians wear it. I don't know what they're going to say because I don't shop at Louis V. But if that's your dream, go touch it. Walk into those stores like you own the place and ask questions. Start learning about the products. Oh, it is the best investment you can make because it never runs out. And if it gets a tear, we just replace it. You'll never buy another bag again. You'll never buy another suit that fits like this. It hugs all the right areas if you're a guy in the suit. If you're trying on that beautiful dress for women, it fits you perfectly. It feels like you're in your pajamas and it looks like you're running the red carpet. Go touch your dreams. That costs you no money. But now you get to feel the emotions that you have when you put on that dress, when you put on that suit. You get to strut a little bit. Dang, imagine me going out to dinner in this. Imagine if she was wearing that. Imagine if I got to wear this going out to dinner. How would that feel? And this has nothing to do about how you look and how others perceive you. This is about you. This is about you touching your dreams. This isn't like, let me buy a nice suit so people think I'm rich. No. This is about, let me go try on a nice suit, because if I try on a nice suit, that means I must be making X amount of money, which means I might be financially free. If I'm wearing this type of suit, imagine the clients I'm going to get. I'm going to walk up to a lawyer's office and they're going to know that that's a $7,000 suit. I don't know. But just go touch your dreams. Here's another thing. Again, I'll give you a guy and a girl example. Go to a nice golf course. Go play at a very expensive golf course. Watch how everybody there acts. Because if you go play at an expensive golf course, look at everybody else. Because I've done this before. Not on my own dollar, by the way. I've done this before. And when you go and play in an expensive course, you might have saved up for 6 or 8 months, 10 months, 12 months. Everybody there does this daily. So what are those individuals doing to go play at this nice golf course daily? Go to a spa day. Save up and have yourself a wonderful spa day, ladies. Walk in and smell the aromas. Put on that robe that feels like feathers or clouds, whatever you think you're more comfortable. Understand what it would be like. Oh, if I could get that massage every week. Oh, if I could sip champagne while getting a pedicure and then going into the hot tub and then to the massage and then to the pool. Oh, man, if I could do that every day, imagine what that life would be like. Go touch your dreams. You don't have to do it often. You just got to do it a little bit. Because guess what? The first time you walk into that spa, you're going to know you don't belong. The first time you get to a nice golf course, you're going to know, don't belong here. I've been blessed because of the career path that I'm in to go to a couple nice courses, like really, really nice courses. I know for a fact the first time I walked out on the course, I'm like, I don't belong here at all. The first time I went to a nice course, it was actually a course that it held a major championship at one point. And one of my members in Miami owned the course. And I remember the first time I went there, I couldn't even hit the golf ball. But I walked in like I own the place. And I came back a second time. And the owner walks up. It was the bartender walks up and goes, "Oh, hey, you're back." And he was kind of like, "Oh, you're back?" Like a question mark. And I was like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Oh, well, the owner called you chunky to everybody. So I didn't think he was going to allow you back." I'm like, "What do you mean he called me chunky?" I'm like, "I'm a pretty fit guy. What are you talking about? I work real hard on my physique." He's like, "No, we called you chunky because you didn't hit the golf ball once. You're just taking dirt out every time you swung the golf club. You're taking 1.5 inches of dirt. You're chunking everything into the water. You're chunking everything 10 yards forward. Like, we almost had to redo the whole course because your golf club divots are everywhere. So we called you chunky." I knew I didn't belong there the first time. But guess what? The second time I went, because he called me chunky, I went to the gym, first of all, to make sure that I wasn't chunky. Then I went to the range. That's embarrassing. Guess what? If I go touch my dreams and I knew I don't belong, I'm going to go work harder. That was 3 years ago. I'm confident that I can now play at any course with any amount of people. Will I ever win a tournament? Probably not. But I have the ability because I have put in the hours, because I got embarrassed the first time. And that's something that I want. I want to go to nice courses. I want to have that experience. And so I went and touched my dreams. Noticed I was pretty far off. And noticed that I can understand what people are wearing and what they're talking about and how the etiquette is. But if I never get to a spot where I can shoot a 95 at the very least, I'll never be invited to courses like this. So I got to go take care of day one. I got to go get better. If you walk into a spa for the first time and you know you don't belong there, guess what? You're going to look at the women that are there. "Hey, what do you do for work? How often do you come here?" You're going to understand the conversations they're having, the tone of their voice. Are they talking nice and slow and soft? Or are they talking nice and high? What conversations are they having? What do their husbands do for work? What do the kids do? What type of area do they live in? And the second time you walk in, you're going to know what conversations to have. You're going to walk in with a little more swagger. Is this going to be fixed right away? No, it's not. But guess what? The more you touch your dreams, the more you subconsciously believe that they can come true. Because you are closer to your dreams than you think. You are so close to your dreams. You just don't get out of your comfort zone and go do them. Here's another one that, because golf and spa costs you a little bit of money. Here's another one for all you people that are like, oh, he's just talking about money. You got to have money to do this. No, you don't. Go drive around nice neighborhoods. Go to open houses. Go research open houses and houses that you cannot afford, but maybe one day you want to. What type of people are there? Who is your realtor? Why are people in the building? What do they do for work? Is there a business opportunity here? What is this woman talking about? I don't understand it. Cool. Go and learn the lingo at these open houses. The granite tiles, this type of sofa, this type of fireplace. Learn what those high-end, if that's your dream, learn what those high-end opportunities are. Go touch your dreams. If your dream is to have a massive house or a beautiful house or any sort of house and you can dream it, 1, visualize it, dream it. 2, go tour an open house. That costs you nothing. Everybody in that building is going to know that you don't belong there. And that's okay. Because the second time you walk in, you're going to be able to have a couple conversations. And they're going to be like, huh, they don't look like they belong there, but they had some good conversations. The third time you go to an open house, they'll be like, huh, they still don't look like they belong there, but they're having great conversations. Like maybe they do. The fourth time, you're going to walk in with a little bit of swagger, and you've been working your butt off so you can have that experience. And now you're going to convince them. And better than convincing them is convincing yourself. Because if you can convince yourself that you belong there, you subconsciously start creating those brain wavelengths. For me personally, again, going back to being great at your day one is always the best. And always doing it for others, cultivating relationships, which we talked prior. I cultivated a relationship with a guy who started a company and sold it. He's 49 years old. He just retired. He's got a 9-year-old daughter. The WNBA All-Star game was coming. It was the weekend of our wedding, so I wasn't going to be there. I was granted with a couple tickets. And I knew how much him and his daughter absolutely love watching basketball. And his daughter is going to be great. And I'm like, hey, I want to grant you this experience for your daughter. I want to give to you and your daughter. And so you can have a father-daughter moment at the WNBA All-Star, which, by the way, broke every record ever for the WNBA. And so I give him that experience. And I text him. I say, hey, I hope you guys have the time of your life. He texted me back. He said, we did. That was an unreal experience. I know you and your wife, in conversation, we talked a decent amount. In conversation, I mentioned that my brother-in-law and sister got us a plane ride in Sedona. So I was mentioning, like, he was like, oh, where are you traveling to? And I was like, oh, we're going to Sedona here, there. After I gave him the experience, he comes back and he goes, hey, if you and your wife, I know you guys were about to go to Sedona, we're going to give you our house. We just built a brand new house on 20 acres in Sedona in the mountains. We're just going to let you stay there. Thank you for the experience. We're going to give this experience for you. First of all, that's unreal. Doesn't happen often. But if you cultivate relationships and listen to last week's episode, and you want to touch your dreams here, we're going to combine them both. We pull up to the house when we go to Sedona. This is real life. This happened. And it was dark out, so we get in the house, and we're like, holy smokes, this is a pretty nice house. The second day, we leave to go into town. We come back during the day. And I visualize and I put myself in the scenario where I drive my 2015 Nissan Altima up to this beautiful, beautiful $1 million house on 20 acres in the mountains in Sedona. And I visualize my beautiful bride. Well, I didn't actually have to visualize that because she was there. Sitting there and us actually driving up to our house in the mountains one day. And I visualize walking through the house like it's mine and waking up to the curtains open because it's a private property and nobody can even see in your window, and the mountains being there. And I visualize walking into this massive bathroom and the granite everywhere and the white everywhere and mirrors everywhere, and how it smells and feels and how the sheets feel and how big the kitchen is. And I visualize us having parties there and giving this experience for others and going hiking. And I walk around the property and I'm like, oh, I could bring my kids here one day and we could have all these experiences in this beautiful house. Because we cultivated a relationship and I had the opportunity to touch my dreams. And while I was there, while we were leaving, Callie was like, wow, it would be cool to have this one day. Wouldn't that be so cool? Like, I wish we'd have the opportunity. And at the end of the weekend, I may be crazy for saying this, I felt like it was ours. I knew it wasn't, but I felt like that place was ours. And I looked at her and I said, we will. Very confidently. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be in 30 years. It might not be us that get to reap the benefits. But we will. And that has taken years to do. And if you would have told me to do that 3 years ago, I would have left that place and been like, wow, rich people, that's great that they got really cool stuff. But I actually believed and felt it because over the last 3 years, I've been touching my dreams. And now I actually feel like that's a possibility. I physically believe that a small town farm kid from Green Bay, Wisconsin has an opportunity at someday to have $1 million house in the mountains, simply because I have taken actionable steps to touch my dreams. By doing, oh, hang on, I got one more. You guys sick of listening to me talk yet? I got one more. Attitude Effort Results, this thing right here that we're doing for. Pretty cool. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. One of the cool things about this is I get to work with Hunter. And Hunter had an opportunity to work for a team, the Diamondbacks. I think we can say that. He works for the Diamondbacks. They ended up going to the World Series last year. That's pretty cool. That's pretty legit. Hopefully when this comes out, they're in a playoff run. He has an opportunity because he worked so hard and his organization happened to go to a World Series that they paid for a trip to go to a World Series game. Private jet, police escort, private escort at the Globe Life. You could take an experience like that and just drink it away. I've seen people do it. When the Phoenix Suns went to the NBA championship, I was not a part of the team, but they went to Milwaukee, flew them out there, private again. They get out there. I've heard stories where people didn't even know that they were in the city of Milwaukee. You have an opportunity to take something like that and drink it away and just have the time of your life. Or you have an opportunity to do what Hunter did and touch your dreams. Again, you don't have to pay to touch your dreams. You can create experiences and relationships that give you an opportunity to do that, and that's what Hunter did. He goes there, and he acts like, guess what? This jet is mine. How does it feel to get onto a private jet? What are the emotions that I'm having right now? What if this was my plane, and I could give my parents this experience? I think about this a lot. What if I did have a plane, and I could actually see my family more? Because I could just fly them out here for the day, and then I could just fly them back. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to have a police escort? It's really dope. It's really, really cool. But when you're in that moment, instead of just, oh, this is cool, physically feel like how it would be if you were there often. If you were able to take your wife or your husband or your kids or your grandparents or your parents or your best friend and actually have a police escort to dinner one night, or actually have a police escort to an event one day. How does that feel? You don't think that's going to make Hunter go back and work a little bit harder for an organization that just gave him that experience? 100% it's going to. With this podcast, we talked about Attitude Effort Results. We use a professional recording studio twice already. We have paid for a professional recording studio twice already. Why do we do that? Touching our dreams. It would be phenomenal at one point if we can get sponsors and socials and everything running in the right direction and all clicking on all levels that we could have a podcast studio one day. We can bring in guests and we can show off our space and we can give to you guys because of the studio. And you see all the big names having they're doing big interviews and that impact people's lives. So if we could have a professional studio, don't get me wrong, everything behind me is really cool. But if we could be in a professional studio and not my condo, that would be sick. So we saved up a little bit, and we haven't done it often. We've done it twice now in a year and a half. Why are we doing that? We're touching our dreams. We're touching our dreams. And by doing the above that we just talked about, a couple of things will occur for you as well. You will understand how other people live. Your eyes will be open. You will have a personal drive when you go back to work. If your dream is to have a country club membership for your kids and your family, you don't think going out to a nice golf course or a beautiful spa or a beautiful dinner and then going back, you don't think you're going to work harder? Of course you're going to work harder when that happens. Of course you're going to work harder when that happens. You better believe Callie and I are working our butts off to get a bonus or to win a competition because we want to go to that nice dinner. We want to create those experiences. You better believe that when we create experiences for others, that makes us go back and work harder. Because we want to go touch our dreams again. You're not going to go to a nice dinner, a nice spa, or a nice golf course, or go to a nice house and be like, damn, that's something that I really want. Like, I think I'll just go sit on the couch again. No, you're going to go work a little bit harder. Go touch your dreams. And then when you do, DM us. Tag us on Instagram when you're there doing it. Because this is a positive experience that others can learn from and that others want to see. Don't go to an open house and be like, I think about buying this house and post it on. No. Hey, I just touched my dreams today. Hey, you're not going to a nice dinner to show it off. You're going to a nice dinner to touch your dreams. We're fired up about our recent partnerships, the clubhouse, and all the schools that we're partnering with. Go check us out on all socials. You have an opportunity to impact people. You have an opportunity to impact people. So let's inspire others and continue to grow together.